Good morning. Today is Monday, August 3rd, 2026. It is 10 a.m. and I call this meeting of the Platte County Commission to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First item on our agenda is the approval of the agenda.
I move approval of the agenda.
Second that. By the way, Commissioner Berberick is out today for a pre-planned absence, so we do have a quorum, so we will continue with that. We have a motion and a second. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fricker?
Yes.
Commissioner Greenberg?
Yes.
That motion carries 2-0. Next on the agenda is the consent calendar.
I move approval of the consent calendar.
I second that. We have a motion and a second. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fricker?
Yes.
Commissioner Greenberg?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Next is business action items, and the first is a public hearing to amend the budget, and this will be presented by Platte County Auditor Kevin Robinson. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kevin Robinson, Platte County Auditor. If you recall, on July 20th, we requested this public hearing to consider proposed amendments to the 2026 Commission-approved budget. On Friday, July 24th, 2026, prior to 10 a.m., the proposed amendments were made available online and through the Auditor's office.
Kevin, I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and open the.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
thought you did.
That's okay.
Sorry.
That's right. It is 10:02 a.m. and this public hearing is officially open. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
You go right ahead.
Again, I thought you did it when I was walking up. So again, we met, just to go over that again, on July 20th, we requested this public hearing to consider proposed amendments. On Friday, July 24th, the proposed amendments were made available online and through the office prior to 10 a.m. On Monday, July 27th, I had a meeting with the commission at 9:15 to review the proposed amendments to the commission-approved budget for 2026. For the record, Commissioners, the funds and departments impacted by the proposed amendments include ARPA Fiscal Recovery Fund, Tax Collectors Maintenance Fund, Road Sales Tax Joint Projects Fund, Road Sales Tax Parkville Fund, Capital Projects Fund, Countywide Road Construction Fund, Kansas City Road Construction Fund. Within the general fund, there's general administration, county clerk, information technology, treasurer, collector, circuit judge, pretrial services, prosecuting attorney, and then within the sheriff administration, detention, special events, 911 dispatch, emergency management, and then transfers. So from the meeting, there were a couple changes made to the proposed amendments that were sent out on the 24th. I will talk about those first. Go through those, and then we'll go through the list of items that were presented on the 24th. So during the meeting, I provided some year-end estimates. Two items in particular has potential significant budget shortfalls. Of course, they are boarding of prisoners and inmate care. The 2026 budget for boarding of prisoners is budgeted at $1 million. The run rate is $1.5 million. The proposed, I recommended $185,000 to be transferred to the general fund from the Law Enforcement Reserve Fund, and $315,000 moved from the comm center to boarding of prisoners, which would total $1.5 million. I'll talk more about the $315 in a moment. The $185, the commission decided that they would like to defer that action until closer to year end, so we'll keep that on the table for that. As far as prisoner care, again, decided to wait closer to year end before any action taken on that. Two additional items that were in the originally released proposed amendments was funding of the sheriff's increase per Missouri statutes for, I believe it was $672. Originally, it was going to be part of the transfer in from the law enforcement reserve. It has now been changed to the balancing general fund. On your list, that's about 3/4 the way down the page, and you'll note the change in 1001-9900-79500, transfer out from 5,000. Went from 15,000 to 16,000. Lastly, earlier this year, on the completion of some remodel work in the courthouse, the Judge Hansborough agreed to release $400,000 that had been budgeted in her equipment line to finish some of the renovation, some of the aesthetics of it. And that is now added to this list. It was omitted. It happened so long ago, I thought we had already did it in the first quarter, but as it came up in conversation, then I went back and looked and realized it hadn't, so I've added it to this list to formalize that $400,000 movement. You'll notice it went from 1,001, 4,000, 65,290 to 1,099, 7190099 ARPA, and that's again right below, right above where I just mentioned as far as the balancing fund. Towards the bottom of the list under general fund. So with that concludes the changes that were made to this since posting. Going down through the list, the first item on here is $100,000 transfer in from the collector to help with postage. You'll notice that it's at the very first top item and then third from the bottom under general fund. That's the decrease in revenue and the collector and increase expense under general fund. The next item, cover IT retirement and training. This was unexpected personnel changes, so it's $33,000. And it's broken out. It's a decrease from the general fund into technology fund or technology department, 61, 62, 78, 38, 19, which totaled to $33,000 to cover those personnel changes. The next couple items are mid-year payroll audit corrections on health insurance. Of course, health insurance, we're at mid-year renewal, and these are adjustments that were required to fund health insurance as required by law. The next item on the list is the $400,000 that I mentioned a while ago. You'll see it's an increase in the expense, a decrease in the revenue out of the judge's budget, circuit clerk. Jumping on down, we have several grant activities that are pretty small and minor that you can see both the ins and the revenues and the expenses, the offset expenses. About just over halfway down, I do want to point out, this is the first time we've used the events department within the sheriff's budget. We've added $190,000 in revenue and $190,000 in World Cup security and amphitheater security. Again, when we were developing the 26 budget, these were pretty much unknown. With information from the sheriff, again, we are estimating $190,000. It is a 1-to-1. So if we need to add more towards year end for the amphitheater, we can do that at that time. Another grant, and then items I've already talked about. Offsets from the other funds, the ARPA fiscal movement of the $400,000 into ARPA, and then collector's maintenance fund, grants. And with that, you can see the special road district, a little bit of activity, start a couple of projects. With that, I'll entertain any questions that you might have, commissioners.
I don't have any questions.
There's several ARPA fund movements. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we moved money from the county's general fund into the ARPA fund to complete several projects, right? So the ARPA fund eventually contained more than the federal grant.
Approximately $3 million more than the federal grant over the last year and a half or so.
Okay.
Correct, yes.
So all of the actual money from the federal government has been spent.
All grant monies have been expended. They were at the end of 2025.
Okay, there's no federal ARPA money left out there that's encumbered but not out the door of our bank account. All of the federal funds have left our bank accounts to.
Correct. All
Okay.
ARPA funds have been expended, paid to vendors for whatever project it is. That has been reported, and we are in the process of actually closing the grant out.
Okay. So these ARPAs, this is just a matter of convenience because we started them as renovations, ARPA projects, and now we're wrapping up some work.
Correct. Moved the 400,000 out of general fund into the ARPA. At the time that we moved it, the ARPA was about 60,000 short. Budget overruns. This puts it at a rough balance of 320 to 340. I know there's $20,000 have been reflected in expenditures for invoicing that was over the original budget. So roughly there's 320, 340,000 sitting in the ARPA that came from general fund. And if no other projects are done, no other change orders, that 300,000 would then go back to general fund, Fund 5,000, the capital improvements.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Are there any comments from the general public? I do have a comment. This is in reference to the movement of $315,000 from the sheriff's equipment rental line item to the sheriff's boarding of prisoners line item. I think you will all recall that this $315,000 has been discussed at length in these meetings. It's listed as a surplus in the equipment rental line item because the original budget that the commission had expected to approve had $35,000 in that equipment line item. The auditor's office made a mistake, added an extra zero, which led to an excess of $315,000 extra that went into the sheriff's budget, mistakenly went into the sheriff's budget. The commission, when Commissioner Vanover caught this mistake, the commission requested that the sheriff return that money to its source, which was essentially the law enforcement tax reserve fund. And because that equipment line item was overfunded by $315,000, it meant that the sheriff's office reserve fund was lower by $315,000. So we requested that the money be returned to keep the law enforcement reserve fund as high as possible. The sheriff refused to return it, refused to return money that was accidentally put into his account. Vehemently refused and grandstanded about it significantly. It was an issue in the press. It was a significant issue for the commission because it should not have been there in the first place. And the sheriff said he needed it. He actually needed it because the commission defunded law enforcement, and that he needed that $315,000 to make sure that his salary line items could be fully funded. So it turns out that all that was for nothing. It's for nothing, because here we are sitting with $315,000 surplus in that account, which is now going to fund boarding of prisoners. The effect is not different than had the mistake not been made, because we would have taken that money probably from the law enforcement tax reserve fund. So the end result is essentially the same as it would have been had the sheriff returned the money. So we went through this huge argument with the sheriff about this for nothing. Apparently he didn't need the money. He should have returned it. because it was a mistake. And here we are now correcting that mistake, despite the sheriff's vehement arguments that he needed the money. I just find this to be ironic and satisfying in a way, that he should have done what we asked him to do. And we wouldn't even need to be making this budget amendment. So I just want to point that out. It's ultimately where we would have been to begin with. Would have been nice if we didn't have all of that arguing over this mistaken budget number. And I just want to point that out. Does anybody else have any comments? Okay, it is 10:16 a.m. and this public hearing is closed. We now move on to 2026 CO 119.
Kevin Robinson, Black County Auditor. Again, Commissioners, as presented in the public hearing that just concluded, proposed budget amendments are for your consideration and approval, including as amended during the public hearing. The funds and departments, for the record again, that are impacted by the proposed amendments are the ARPA Fiscal Recovery Fund, Collector Tax Maintenance Fund, Road Sales Tax Joint Projects Fund, Road Sales Tax Parkville Fund, Capital Projects Fund, Countywide Road Construction Fund, Kansas City Road Construction Fund, within the General Fund, General Administration, County Clerk, Information Technology, Treasurer, Collector, Circuit Judge, Pretrial Service, Prosecuting Attorney, and then within the Sheriff's Office, the Sheriff's Administration, Detention, Special Events, 911, Dispatch, Emergency Management, and then Countywide General Transfers. With that, Commissioners, I respectfully request approval of the proposed amendments.
I move approval of 2026-CO-119, approval of amendments to the 2026 Platte County budget.
I second that. Are there any comments from the public? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes,
Commissioner Bamford?
Yes.
that motion carries 2-0. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Next on the agenda, 2026 RES 058 to be presented by Sheriff's Office Captain Jeffrey Shanks. Morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jeffrey Shanks for the Sheriff's Office. In regards to 2026 RES 058, we are requesting the County Commission approve the resolution. This is so we can apply for grant funding through the fiscal year 2026 Port Security Grant Program. This will allow us to move forward with processing the application. The goal is for this grant would be to purchase 6 American manufactured unmanned aerial systems and accessories, along with 1 American manufactured tethered unmanned aerial system and accessories, basically drones. We'll be replacing a lot of the drones. The total budget impact would be $254,644.60 through the grant. That includes a 25% match that the county would have to cover, meaning our cost share would be $63,661.15. That amount, if we are awarded the grant, would be incorporated in our 2027 Sheriff's Office budget and budget requests.
I move approval of 2026-RES-058, the fiscal year 2026 Port Security Grant request.
I'll second that. Are there any comments?
Can you explain to us how drones are used by the Sheriff's Office now, and if that will change or increase if this grant is received?
For the most part, I don't see it changing too much, other than we robustly use our drones. They are, our drone operators are mostly patrol officers or detectives that are out in the field. Some of our larger drones are stored at the Sheriff's Office and deployed from there. But some of these, even the newer ones, will be carried in the officers for immediate deployment. We are very well known for our drone program and the training that we host at the Sheriff's Office. We have trained a large number of drone operators throughout the metropolitan area, to the point where we used to call Kansas City to use their 690 helicopter. Kansas City now calls us because the drones can be put out in the field very quickly. It's also very important to realize that this technology changes There are improvements made. The drones do wear out, and quite honestly, this is an opportunity to replace a majority of our drones, including a tethered drone, which would, a tethered drone has almost unlimited flight time for a shorter area. So we currently have a tethered drone. It was used, we use it things like the fair, we used it in regards to FIFA. We'll continue to move forward and develop this program. This grant, particularly when we say American-made drones, is there has been some, if you've seen it in the news, the foreign manufactured drones and some question of whether they can hack in and get the footage or not. So this grant specifically states that we have to purchase American manufactured drones. So we will continue to move forward with our program, and this just allows us to keep the latest technology available.
You mentioned a drone was used at the Platte County Fair and then at FIFA events. Are there other examples of how a sheriff's office uses drones?
Vehicle pursuits, lost parties. If you remember, it's been several months. We had a fatality crash on I-29, and we assisted the Highway Patrol. It was actually one of our thermal drones that found the driver of the vehicle. That I believe there was more than one fatality in that accident. So we were able to locate him hidden in the brush 6 or 8 hours afterwards using the thermal technology. We wouldn't have found him otherwise. So it's a very important tool.
Before drones, it was the helicopter from Kansas City that would go up.
If it was available and if the weather allowed it.
And if there's a problem with a helicopter and it crashes, that's likely a couple of fatalities from the pilot and co-pilot of the helicopter, right?
Kansas City in the past actually had fatalities with a helicopter crash, but I'm pretty long in tenure. I remember that back in the 90s.
If a drone crashes,
We look to replace a drone if it's under warranty, or if there's a problem, we would send it back or look at it.
Okay. I think the use of drones is a tremendous advance in technology, and it's great that the sheriff's office is taking advantage of this technology and helping to catch the bad guys and solve crimes and not put helicopter pilots at risk through this program.
Any further comments? Clerk, please call the roll. Yes.
Yes.
That motion carries 2-0. Next is 2026 CO 113.
Jeffrey Shanks for the Sheriff's Office, 2026 CO 113. We're asking the Commission to approve an order for the contract between Platte County, Missouri and the Missouri Department of Public Safety. This will actually be a renewal of the Operation Relentless Pursuit memorandum that we're currently participating in. It's due for renewal. This would cover 7/1 of 27 through I just wanted to double check on the I believe that should read 7/1 of 2026 to 6/30 of 2027. So it would be the state government's fiscal year just restarted. So it would be covering from July 1st of this year, moving through the end of their fiscal year in 2027. I apologize for that mistake on there. The budget impact for this would be $134,722. That is for salary, some benefits, overtime, vehicle fuel, and vehicle maintenance for deputy sheriff to participate in Operation Relentless Pursuit for that time. Our general counsel has reviewed the contract, and the auditor's office has reviewed, and the funding is available or encumbered.
I move approval of 2026-CO-113, the Memorandum of Understanding for fiscal year 2026-27 for the Operation Relentless Pursuit program.
I'll second that. Are there any comments? Auditor Robinson?
And Kevin Robinson, Platte County Auditor. I believe the copy you have in front of you had the corrected dates, because when it was presented to me for certification, I noted that the dates were incorrect and sent it back for correction. So the final document that I signed had the correct dates on it.
Okay, thank you. Any further comments? Clerk, please call the roll. Yes.
Yes.
That motion carries 2-0. Thank you, sir.
Commissioners.
Next on the agenda, 2026 RES 059 to be presented by Parks and Recreation's Director, Daniel Erickson. Morning, Daniel.
Morning, Commissioners. Daniel Erickson on behalf of the Platte County Parks and Recreation Department. Item D on the agenda is Resolution 59. This is a request for bids for equipment, fitness equipment at the community centers. We're putting out a request for bids for new stair stepper machines and some strength equipment, dumbbells and pulleys and those kind of things. The bid does include a trade-in of existing equipment. We are seeking these bids, pretty quick turnaround by 10 a.m. Friday, August 21st. Staff recommends you approve Resolution 59.
I move approval of 2026-RES-059, request for bids for Platte County Community Center's fitness equipment.
I'll second that. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll. Yes.
Yes.
That motion carries 2-0. Next is 2026 RES 060. It's listed as 2025, but it's actually 2026 RES 060.
Yeah, Resolution 60 is a request for bids. This is, there's a HVAC unit at Platte Y, the Platte County Community Center in Parkville, that has been condensating and leaking onto the floor for quite some time. They've tried to patch it. It's just, it's not working. They need to replace it. So we are seeking bids to replace that HVAC unit. Bids, again, quick turnaround time, are due Friday, August 21st at 10 a.m. Staff recommends you approve this resolution.
I move approval of 2026-RES-060, request for bids for rooftop unit replacement at the community center.
I second that. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll. Yes.
Yes.
That motion carries 2-0. Next is 2026 CO 114. Be presented by County Administrator Wes Mender.
Good morning, Commissioners. The Commission order before you is an agreement with Terracon for archaeology investigative services for the Route 152 trail. The county received an approximate $2.7 million grant for this project, which is extension of the 152 trail within Mark McHenry Park. As part of that, the design is being done by myself, but with the structural design being done by a consultant firm. But MoDOT is requiring a phase 1 archaeology survey within the park along the trail just to make sure that we don't disturb any natural resources. And Terracon will perform that for us. The goal on this is to get this complete and get those federal funds obligated by October 1 so that we could have that out to bid this winter.
I move approval of 2026-CO-114, a professional services agreement with Terracon for the Route 152 trail.
I'll second that. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll. Yes.
Yes.
That motion carries 2-0. Next is 2026 CO 115.
Morning, Commissioners. 115 is an amendment with Kimley Horn and Associates for the Brush Creek Trail. These two projects kind of go together. We have an ultimate long-term goal to do a 32-mile loop system using the Missouri River, Brush Creek, 152, and Line Creek Trail systems. Kimley Horn is doing the design on this project. We have a $1.3 million federal grant for this project. Again, through the MoDOT process, they're asking us to do an archaeology survey, and we also have to do a U.S. Army Corps permit, which are services that county staff cannot provide, so this supplements our abilities. This project has to acquire some right-of-way, so we will have to get all of these approvals done before we can acquire easements from two property owners to construct that trail. So construction on this would probably be realistically late in 2027.
I move approval of 2026-CO-115, which is a contract with Kimley Horn Associates for Brush Creek Trail.
And I second that. We have a motion and a second. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll. Yes.
Yes.
That motion carries 2-0.
Thank you.
Let's see, we just did 116, right?
We did 115.
115, excuse me. 2026 CO 116 is next. Yes.
Commissioners, this is a change order request as it relates to the ongoing project here south of Platte City, the Running Horse Trail extension north of 136, in addition to a sidewalk extension on 136th Street. We have an existing contract with Julius Kaz Construction Company. They are seeking a change order of $51,406.36. This change order has been reviewed by staff, it's been reviewed by our engineer of record, and we are recommending you been approved. The change order arises due to some design changes, mostly design changes that made the project better, working with landowners to try to reduce impacts. There's been a nightmare as it relates to utilities in that corridor. It's a highly suburbanized area, so every utility that exists in that corridor, and a lot of them have been found by the construction crew, unfortunately. So with that, staff recommends you approve this change order. The funds will come from the Parks Trails Fund, Parks and Stormwater Fund. Auditor has certified the funds are available.
Move approval of 2026-CO-116, change order number 1 with Julius Caz Construction for Rain Horse Trail.
I'll second that. Are there any comments? Clerk, please.
When do you think this is going to be done?
We
When will
have-
the cones, the construction cones basically come down?
Well, the construction codes running horse are down.
Okay,
So that happened last Friday. The part of the project they're focusing on now of the 136th Street sidewalk section.
right.
We have told the contractor very clearly, we want this thing up and done before school starts. School starts third week of August.
And the construction company thinks they can do it?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
although they just hit another utility this morning, so. But yes, they have committed to getting it done before school starts.
Great. Thanks for pressuring the construction company to
Yes.
get this done before school starts.
Yeah.
Any further comments? Clerk, please call the roll. Yes.
Yes.
That motion carries 2-0. Next is 2026 CO-117.
Commissioners, this is a professional services agreement between Platte County and RIC, Renaissance Instruction Consulting, to do engineering on the MRT bridge. Mr. Minder was up here a minute ago, made reference to the big plan of circling a good portion of the county between the Line Creek Trail and the Brush Creek Trail and the Highway 152 Trail and the 40 Southern Platte Pass Trail. One of the key legs to that system is the Missouri Riverfront Trail, which has been in operation for many years now. One of the primary bridges on that trail saw severe erosion around the east embutment of the bridge, to the point where the Riverside officials deemed it was probably needed to be shut down. And in fact, that pedestrian bridge is shut down, so it becomes an impediment to actually looping around that system as we speak. So we're working with our partners at Riverside, who are the operators of that trail. We are seeking to hire RIC, which is a local firm based out of Riverside. They have committed to coming up with a short-term fix and a long-term fix. The idea is to get that short-term fix in place so we can reopen the trail and then work towards a long-term fix, which is probably going to require some rechannelization of that creek and armoring of that abutment. So this is a contract between Platte County and RIC to do that important work. It's the total contract cost is $129,825. The funds are available, certified by the auditor within the Parks and Stormwater Fund.
I move approval of 2026-CO-117, a professional services agreement with Renaissance Infrastructure Consulting for the Missouri Riverfront Trail Bridge Repair Project.
I'll second that. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll. Yes.
Yes.
The motion carries 2-0. Next is 2026 CO-118.
Commissioner, this is a contract between Platte County and Rome Tech Incorporated via a Sourcewell purchasing agreement to purchase a prefabricated bathroom for the Barry Platte Park. We have internally as a goal to get out of the Porta-John business, especially in some of our parks. Barry Platte Park, it's a very nice park. It's been there for years, serves the community there along Barry Road. It's time to move away from the Porta-John and actually install a bathroom. So these are prefab men's and women's bathrooms. That area does have sewers. The hope is hook up to sewer. So this contract allows us to go ahead and purchase that bathroom get it ordered, get it designed, and hopefully get it delivered in short order. So the auditor has certified the funds are available. $127,447 is what it costs to purchase a prefab bathroom. The funds are coming from the park fund. We have a budget to do major improvements, both the bathroom and the playground upgrade at Berry Platte Park. The lawyer, Mr. Redmond, has certified that this purchasing contract through Sourcewell is a legitimate avenue to go ahead and purchase this prefab bathroom. So staff recommends you approve CO 118.
I move approval of 2026-CO-118, a memorandum of understanding to purchase a prefab bathroom for the Berry Platte Park.
I'll second that. Are there any comments?
Is this the same or different than the prefab bathroom at Michael
It's a
Gunn
different
Park? at
company.
Platte?
It's a different company, but it's largely the same type of situation.
Okay.
Yep.
So why are we switching companies? Are we, 'cause the one at Michael Gunn Park at Platte Meadow is not even
well,
installed yet.
The other jackpot. The other one that we're installing, which is going to be here next Thursday, by the way, at Michael Gunn Park at Platte Meadows, is been a little bit of a nightmare. That's why we're ordering this one so early, because that one, I think we ordered that one a year and a half ago, and it's going to show up next Thursday. So
We're going to have a ribbon cutting, maybe
we might
stretch some
ribbon
toilet
cutting
paper
for a
across the door. And
I think people are excited about the bathroom. I don't know if it's ribbon cutting worthy, but there'll be some moms and dads with small kids that'll rejoice, I'm sure.
if we have a park with little kids, it sure helps to have a bathroom so they don't have to drive home to go.
Yes.
Any further comments? Clerk, please call the roll. Yes.
Yes.
That motion carries 2-0. Next is 2026 CO 1112.
Commissioner, this is, I'll put my planning and zoning hat on. This is Commission Order 112. This is a request to rezone property from agricultural to RE rural estates. This is an application submitted by the Waters Family Trust. They're seeking to rezone 3 acres. The intent is to perform a 1-lot minor subdivision replat, and they're basically moving property lines to make a larger piece. This came before the Planning Commission. The Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval to the County Commission. Staff had recommended approval to the Planning Commission. The proposal does conform to the county's land use plan.
I move approval of 2026-CO-112 rezoning from AG to RE for the Waters Family Trust.
I'll second that. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll. Yes.
Yes.
That motion carries 2-0. Thank you, Daniel. Next on the agenda, 2026 CO 111 to be presented by Darby Logan with Department of Public Works. Good morning, Darby.
Morning, Commissioners. Darby Logan with Public Works. 2026 CO 111 is an order approving the contract award for the Graydon Road Bridge Replacement project to Epic Concrete Construction. The county received 4 bids, which were opened at the June 15th commission meeting. Bid to Epic Concrete Construction was approved at the commission session on June 22nd. This contract has been approved and signed by the county councilor and the county auditor. We ask the commission for approval of the contract award to Epic Concrete Construction.
I move approval of 2026-CO-111 contract award for the Graydon Road Bridge Replacement Project.
I'll second, excuse me, I'll second that. Are there any comments?
Is this thought to be a 2027 project then?
They're supposed to start at the end of this month.
Oh, they think they're going to get the bridge done this year.
Yeah, that's the plan, is to get it done
That's great.
26.
Okay. Any further comments? Clerk, please call the roll. Yes.
Yes.
That motion carries 2-0. Thank you, Darby. Next on the agenda, announcements from county office holders and staff. Any comments from the public? Any further commission comments?
I have none.
Okay.
I have a motion.
I have a motion to adjourn. I'll second that. Clerk, please call the roll. Yes.
Yes.
That motion carries 2-0. It is 10:40 a.m. and we are adjourned.